Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've watched the previous two videos that I've done with the ZX10R, you'll know that all that's remaining is for the bodywork to be swapped out for track bodywork. I've got it all here. We've got seat unit, there's a front fairing, belly pan, and we've got another fuel tank as well. What I need to do with this is I've got to drain the remaining fuel out of the original tank. Swap over the fuel cap and also the fuel pump assembly that's located in the bottom of the tank needs swapping over, and then we can fit that. Back to the bike. What I'm going to do first is strip all this bodywork off, and then we can have a look at how we're going to mount on the replacement. So, thanks for coming. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is remove the screen, because we're going to be retaining this and fitting this back onto the track bodywork. There we go. Okay, next we'll remove these side panels, but I do need to remove the protectors first. The RNG protectors need to come off in order to get this panel off. So that's what I'll do next. Okay, and the same on the other side. Okay, next we're going to remove the whole front fairing and the headlight assembly. Hopefully we'll get it off in one go. It's been a while since I've pulled this off, so I've just got to remind myself how to do it properly. Here we go. Take these nuts off, which are on these mirror blanks. On this bike, the road bike has indicators in the mirrors, but because the mirrors have already been removed from this bike, that's one less thing we have to concern ourselves with. That's one, and two. Put the nuts back on there so we don't lose them. Screw. Okay, and then disconnect all the wiring to the headlights. Some weird tape around this one. And there we are, full fairing and headlight removed. Okay, this is all the wiring that goes to the headlights. As it's not going to be required anymore, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tape it up with some electrical tape, just to keep it tucked neatly out of the way, and also it'll stop water getting into the connectors. Just a little bit around here first. Obviously what you could do is you could remove all this cabling in entirety, but he wants to retain, the guy who owns the bike wants to retain the ability to be able to put it back to a road bike should he ever wish to do so. So I'm not gonna cut any of it out. There we go. Okay, so here we have the replacement track fairing. Literally gonna fit into the original mountings that the old one came from. That's about where it's going to be. Looks like we're going to have to make a couple of holes. There's one missing there and there's one missing there, so we're going to have to make another couple of holes to be able to fit the screen. Fit the mirror blanks, and that'll hold it in position. There we go. Okay, coming together. Okay, I've just got to get the rest of the screws in around the bodywork. One there. I'll put the screws back in the bottom of the clocks, and then that's that pretty much fitted. Okay, what I'm going to do, obviously on the ones I removed, there's a hole here for the crash protectors. So because these don't have a hole, I'm going to use this as a template in order to drill a hole through this so that I can refit the crash protectors. 30mm hole saw, straight through the middle. There we are. That is where we're going to drill our hole. What I'm going to do, take the bolt back out, and I'm going to move the plastic away from the engine casing, because I don't want to damage anything on the inside. Specifically on the other side, the coolant overflow reservoir is behind here, so I don't want to drill into it. So undo the bolt, pull it away, drill the hole, and we should be good to go. As you can see, this was probably orange at some point. That'll do nicely. Right, let's get that bolt back in. Now we can fit the crash protector. And there we go. Looks good. Just got to do the same on the other side. There we go. Jobbed. Okay, so this is the original fuel tank. As you can tell, there's some fuel in it. I've got to swap this over, which is the fuel pump, because that's got to go onto the other one, and also the fuel cap and the front mounting hardware. And it's all going to go onto this one here, which is one he's got specifically for his track bike. It's not in as good a condition as this one, so that's why he wants to use that one. First thing I'm going to do though is get all the fuel out, and to do that I'm going to use a fluid transfer pump. Let's see where we are. Alright, there's only a little bit left. I think what I might do is call that, because I'm not going to be able to get all of it out. Can. Okay. Right then. Earwig. Lovely. Okay. We also need the gasket. Again, more evidence of an orange past. Right then, next, the mounting hardware. Right, we can flip this one over now. Take this tape off. And the last thing is the fuel cap. Okay, not forgetting the rubber gasket. And there we are. One fuel tank ready to go on the bike. Right then, fuel tank all together. What we're going to do now is just fit it to the bike. What I'm going to do, pop it down here. I'll get the bolt in for the back of the tank, and then we can pivot it up, and then I can make all the connections underneath. Okay, breather pipe. Bring that back down there. All good. Now then. Refit the fuel line. There we go. Then the electrical connector. Spot on. Right. And we can lower it down. Perfect. Now we can refit the steering damper as well. Next thing to do is the seat unit. But first, I need to take this bit off, and the number plate, and a section of the under tray from here. That'll all have to come off, and then we can look at getting the replacement on. Right then, so what we've got to do, take all of this off, and then we can see what we've got. Some couple of plastic rivets in there, and a couple of little bolts up here, but doesn't look too difficult to get out. It should be fairly straightforward. Disconnect the connectors for the indicators. Disconnected. Try and feed the wiring back through, back through the hole. Number plate off. Right then, so we've got the bolts out, plastic rivets out, number plate off, and the lights. Okay, what we need to do next is right, power commander. Let's work out what's okay. So pretty much free. I've got to remove the lock for the removable seat hump. That's just held in with a screw. Which is heavily corroded. Very corroded, in fact. It doesn't really look like it's going to want to come off. In fact, I think the best bet for this is to remove the lock itself, because we don't need it anymore anyway, and the lock can stay with the bodywork. Okay, and then one last thing, the connector for the brake light. And hopefully that's everything I need to take off. And there we go. Okay, the seat unit goes on with this pod. As you can see in the top, there's 4 little holes, and they will align in the seat pod itself, in the seat unit itself, with the 4 holes. And then we've got some Zeus fasteners to hold them in. It's held into the side of the subframe here, and the same on this side. So all we've got to do is now just pop the seat unit on and get all the fasteners fitted. Okay, slide it on, making sure the back end goes over the end of the seat unit. It fits into these 2 little recesses in the side of the tank where there's some bolts going to go. And here's the holes in the seat. And these are the Zeus fasteners. Just flathead screwdriver, Zeus fasteners. Drop them in each of the holes. Simple as that. And then it's only a half turn on each one, and they're secure. That's it, nice and rigid. Just the bolts on either side of the bike now. That's one. And then the other side, just making sure it's fully aligned. And that's the job. Okay. Okay, now we've got it off the stand. I was able to get the under tray on. As you can see, it's simply held in with 3 Zeus fasteners on each side and a single bolt at the back. Nice and easy, and really quick to drop off if you ever need to do so. Okay, that's the end of the project. So don't forget, like, comment and subscribe for more from Kev Shed. Thanks for stopping along. See you again soon.